Over the course of the past couple of years, it has been the mission behind Paradoxum Games to rework outdated towers in TDS. Most of them have been carried out at this point, but there are still some towers that have been needing a rework for ages now. This video is meant to shed some light on the towers that have been leaked to get reworked or just desperately begging to get one soon. For the first tower on our list, we have the Gladiator. Not only has the Gladiator been revealed multiple times to obtain a rework in the game soon, Brawler has straight up made him useless. Ever since Gladiator's Pierce was limited to only hitting 3 enemies, along with the modes becoming more difficult, this overall put Gladiator behind within the meta of the game. First off, the Pierce of the Gladiator should increase as you upgrade the tower. The Pierce could stay at 3 for his base stats, and can be increased all the way to something like 8 when Gladiator reaches max level. After this change gets added, Gladiator could become a valuable contender against Brawler with his power to hit multiple enemies. Going along with this, the damage of Gladiator could also use a little bit of a boost. But I do not think he will necessarily need a massive increase to his damage, since the Pierce will be buffed along with it. Additionally, his Warrior's Call ability to me is quite underwhelming. Now, this could just be because his DPS does not compete like it used to. However, adding a damage buff alongside the fire rate buff will really make the final level a better investment to obtain. Next up, we have to discuss the delayed rework for the Medic. The Medic rework has recently been a mystery within the leaked content of TDS. Currently, the position of Medic in the game is a bit of a mixed bag. There was a recent buff to her DPS that I believe was a perfect change for her. The issue that comes from Medic mainly stems from her cleanse ability and her base healing. Fixing her heal to the base would be simple. At the moment, the amount of health Medic applies to your base is pretty solid. My problem with this mechanic is that it lacks significantly in the late game. Anything that gets past will end your game regardless if the base has full health or not. That is why the Medic should be able to overheal the base when it is full. If this becomes the case, there definitely needs to be a placement limit of about 4 Medics for each person so the healing does not get too crazy. Now, throughout the past couple of years, the meta for TDS has largely transitioned to the usage of towers that are immune to stuns. Because of this, many players were ditching Medic from their loadouts, since her cleanse ability was completely unnecessary. I do not want to go too deep into stun immunity right now, since I was actually planning on making a whole separate video discussing this. With that said, the best way that Paradoxum could handle this issue is either by reworking Medic's ability entirely, or by buffing towers that do not have stun immunity. For our next tower, we have the turret. Ever since 2019, the design and mechanics behind the turret have stayed exactly the same. Compared to other modern towers in TDS, the turret just does not fit in at all. It is about time that this tower receives a makeover. To get things straight, Below Natural has already confirmed that turret will be undergoing a rework very soon. At the moment, we have no idea what this rework is going to be like at all. What I am hoping is that the turret will mostly function how it is in the game right now, as just a straight beast of DPS. On Twitter, not X, progress for the rework was showcased through a leak of the new XR500 turret by Below Natural. You can see how the tower has become modernized into the game's current design. Once the skin is fully textured, I think it is going to look absolutely amazing in game. Also, why is the 32 meme still being dragged? Below, what is going on? Now, we gotta talk about the position of the elf camp in TDS. After towers such as the military base and the mercenary base have made waves into the meta, the elf camp has not been able to keep up. There are a few causes for this situation. You see all these elves? They are all idiots. Wait, I'm sorry. No. As I was saying, the AI of the elves needs to be completely revamped. This is especially seen from the targeting of the Ripped Elf and the Bomber Elf, since these suckers miss their attacks often. Every elf could benefit from locking onto their targets quicker and more accurately. After the targeting is fixed, the health and damage among all elves should receive some buffs. For example, I could honestly see the stats of the warrior elves increasing to 150 health with around 35 damage. Even the gunner elves should get a damage increase from 6 to 10. This overall will make the elf camp a greater investment towards unlocking. Another major complaint that has plagued this tower ever since its release is the placement limit of 2. If all of these changes were to occur to the elf camp, the amount you could place does not necessarily need to be that much higher. By turning the placement limit to around 3 to 4, elf camp is now a better decision to bring into loadouts without the spawns getting too chaotic. Out of all the towers on this list, Executioner is probably the tower that is needing a rework the most. Here's the thing about Executioner. Literally nothing about the tower has changed in the slightest since 2022. At least the other towers on this list have gotten buffs or nerfs along their existence. When I say nothing has changed, I mean it. The amount of dust this tower has collected is quite apparent when using it in matches. To start off, the Executioner's axe swing is pretty broken. When he attacks, his fire rate gets screwed up while the axe is airborne. Along with this, the bounces from the axe are completely wrong. For example, at level 3, the Executioner is stated to have 5 axe bounces. However, as he is attacking, you can clearly see that the axe is bouncing way more than 5 times between the enemies. Sometimes, the axe will travel shortly and just stop for no reason. The axe bounces are really inconsistent, and it needs to be addressed when the tower is reworked. To make matters worse, people have discovered a bug that makes the Executioner swing at supersonic speed. All you need to do is place the Executioner near the path, set it to farthest, and just wait for the chaos to unfold. This works best with multiple level 5 Executioners, as enemies start getting absolutely obliterated. Lastly on our list, we got Paintballer. Why is this sucker on the list? Hold up, give me one moment. Oh, you think you're some comedian, huh? Oh, I'm hurt! Oh! You know what happens when I notice you being a nuisance, right? If I catch you trying to sneak in my videos one more time, that is going to be the last straw for your existence, buddy.
Hey there, are you sick and tired of getting bombarded by the same old amalgamations? Can't seem to get off the perfect loadout for this mode? Do people call you a knockoff Sans? Welcome to a step-by-step guide to teach you how to survive polluted wastelands and overtake this challenge once and for all.
The fallout is just beginning. Be prepared for the worst.
Killer fish from San Diego, San Diego, San Diego. Killer fish from San Diego, San Diego, San Diego. Killer fish, San Diego.